AKA Patters, what is happening? Welcome to episode 453. Oh my god, it feels good to be past 450 on the road to episode 500. And yes, we will do a countdown to episode 500, road to 500, just because, I don't know, I like doing that stuff. It's fun. It's fun to program everything around it, to put on my producer's hat and just have some fun overall. But yeah, so we're also having fun. I'm Peter A. DeLuca here, aka the Eclectic One, aka Spicy Taco Roast Beef Sandwich, the mastermind of what we are in the middle of, the storm that we're in the middle of. Welcome to the Will Smithathon. I said it right. Oh, people, it's taken me like a week to say it right. I'm gonna try and say it twice. Say it with me. Will Smithathon. And we're talking 2015, 2016 Collateral Beauty. Collateral Beauty was a follow-up to Suicide Squad. And Will Smith kind of was inching towards this comeback at this point. And by comeback, it relatively means that he was like emerging back into the spotlight. He, essentially like got dry in his career. Okay, Men in Black 3 didn't do too well. After Earth didn't do too well. We go forward a couple years and he gets Focus, and Focus does well. Concussion puts him back into the minds and lips of the Oscars. And then we get Suicide Squad. And Suicide Squad, sometimes he feels wedged into that movie, but that movie and that character, he plays Deadshot, is an absolute great one-to-one transfer. Okay, and some people won't be like, oh well, he wasn't like that in the comic. It doesn't matter. The Deadshot version of Will Smith, or the Will Smith version of Deadshot in Suicide Squad, is now a seminal representation and an interpretation of that character, and it's a part of the DC lexicon, regardless if people overly enjoyed that movie. But Suicide Squad was hyped. It made money. It popped. It kind of got a little bit of that backlash where people just continue to hate it. Even to this day, I fully back Suicide Squad. I back both cuts of that movie. I think the extended cut is awesome. I think the movie has through lines. I think the movie has consequences at the end. I think the Will Smith side came in with a really nice connection with him and his daughter, and he's somewhat of a conflicted villain. I do feel that was Will Smith coming in and working some of his script magic. So what happens with Collateral Beauty? What is Collateral Beauty? I watched the trailer, and with the last episode, it's like it was like a joke, because the trailer makes you believe that Will Smith writes letters to time, love, and death. And then time, love, and death come to him in the real world and answer his letters. This is all over like a tragic loss of his daughter, believe it or not. So he's kind of has back-to-back movies with daughter issues. So what happens? Well, the movie starts, everyone, and we have this awesome intro exposition conversation with Kate Winslet and Ed Norton. Now, look, the cast for this movie is top notch. The music is top notch. The cinematography is top notch. This movie is very well directed. It's just a well directed movie. Michael Pena is awesome in this. Keira Knightley is awesome in this, and we got a couple other newcomers that I'm not 100% familiar with. Helen Mirren is awesome. But then here's the hook. So the trailer leads you down a path. You're like, okay, this is like a straight up, like fanciful, but it's going to be more of a like coming of age, romantic comedy type movie. And then the hook happens. The hook happens is that Will Smith is like this equity holder in this firm, marketing, advertising firm, big firm. He is so distraught from the death of a loved one. His friends hire actors to answer these letters that they stole from USPS. They stole it from a post office mailbox. And they coach these people on how to respond to Will Smith in the real world when they claim to be life, death, and time. And you see the movie, like the movie unfolds, and it's there. It's actually entertaining. It's a good hook. It's a very good hook, everyone. But then a lot of these movies, they drag. But it's okay. This movie's fun. This movie's entertaining. I would watch this movie with a movie night. With for a movie night with a babe. Ice cream, popcorn, those Dove chocolate ice cream pops. It's definitely a date worthy, fun movie. It kind of takes place around the holidays. It makes you appreciate it. It does have a little bit of It's a Wonderful Life by the end. And that's fine too. This is a good Christmas into New Year's movie. It's well placed. But it's just, it doesn't hit regardless of everything that the combustible talent, the talent just is bleeding from this movie. And I'm like so divided on if it's like a full recommend or anything, because I really feel like I should see this movie a few more times. But I'm happy to have seen it. I'm happy to be familiar with it. I'm happy to be versed on the plot and the performances. And like we gotta give David Frankel is our director, and I just feel like we gotta kind of go through a little bit of his filmography, because he makes these heartfelt movies. Marley and Me, good movie. The Big Year, good movie. That's with Steve Martin, Jack Black, and Owen Wilson. The Big Year, 2011, immensely underrated movie. We talked about Collateral Beauty. And the one movie we know him for, The Devil's Wear Prada, that is his stamp on the lexicon and the culture, well earned. And he is continuing, like, he has a style and a flavor of his movies, and there's nothing wrong with that. Alan Loeb, he's our writer. Now, here we go. Our writer here, in my opinion, is a superstar. Let's just run through what he's done. 21. 21 is a great heist movie. It's a great procedural heist movie. It's awesome. It makes you want to start playing cards. The Dilemma, also good. Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps. You can say what you want about this movie, but that movie looks good. That movie hits on all cylinders. You may not agree with the guts of that movie. Rock of Ages, Tom Cruise. I freaking love Rock of Ages. I don't know why some of this stuff is just so funny to me. Because you know what? The Space Between Us I haven't seen. And what's this other one? So Undercover. Haven't seen, but I would watch this movie because it just looks hilarious. Starring Miley Cyrus. So Undercover. I kind of want to watch that. But no, so keep in mind, Collateral Beauty is just about enjoying movies, having a good time, a little bit of a brain dump, a little bit of that romance, a little bit of that heart tugging around the holidays, properly placed. It can pay off, guys. You guys know it can pay off. But look, not a full recommendation, but if you're with a babe, don't be afraid to go for this movie. AKAPAD here, signing out. Next movie is Gemini, the Gemini Man with, the great visionary, Ang Lee, maybe the most locked and loaded director of our time. I love Ang Lee. And then we have Ali, and then we have the first movie. Where did they take shoot? All right, I remembered it. I kept having to look it up. Everyone, I love you. Rock and Roll, episode 454, Gemini Man, where Will Smith fights himself. It's a clone situation. I can't wait to watch it.